Explore 10 incredible displays of sportsmanship and cricket spirit that transcend competition and rivalry. These events highlight the game's brotherhood, integrity, and respect. 1. Andrew Flintoff, consoling Brett Lee. During the 2005 Ashes series, a moment between England's Andrew Flintoff and Australia's Brett Lee exemplified cricket sportsmanship. This classic shot was captured during a tense Ashes test at Edgbaston, a match that went down as one of the series' most memorable. The game was a nail-biter, with England and Australia fighting tooth and nail. The outcome remained uncertain until the very end, with England eventually winning by just 2 runs. This victory was especially crucial for England, since it was a watershed moment in the Ashes, which had previously been dominated by Australia. The moment Flintoff consoled Lee was at the heart of this difficult contest. Lee was visibly saddened after the final wicket fell, sealing Australia's humiliation, and sat on the pitch, stunned by the narrow defeat. Flintoff approached Lee in an act that transcended the strong competition and competitive spirit of the Ashes. Instead of immediately celebrating with his teammates, Flintoff chose to console his opponent by stooping down and placing a comforting touch on his shoulder. Even in the heat of one of cricket's biggest rivalries, this gesture spoke volumes about the players' respect and brotherhood. Flintoff's deed was more than just consoling a losing player. It was an acknowledgement of the effort and passion that both sides had put into the game. It was a moment that exemplified cricket's intrinsic sportsmanship, in which strong competition on the field is tempered by mutual respect and empathy off it. 2. Adam Gilchrist walking. During the 2003 Cricket World Cup semi-final versus Sri Lanka, Australian wicketkeeper batsman Adam Gilchrist shone exceptional sportsmanship by walking after nicking a ball, despite the fact that the umpire did not declare him out. In a high-stakes situation, Gilchrist's voluntary departure from the crease was a noteworthy gesture of fair play, especially given the importance of every run in a World Cup semi-final. His move, which may have harmed his side, was universally praised for keeping the spirit of cricket and ethics.
It's in the air and up she goes, not out, says the umpire. He's walking.
In a brutally competitive sporting environment, this event will be remembered as a shining example of honesty and sportsmanship. 3. Grant Elliott, helping Dale Steyn. A great moment of sportsmanship occurred in the 2015 Cricket World Cup semi-final between New Zealand's Grant Elliott and South Africa's Dale Steyn. The game reached its conclusion in the final over at Auckland's Eden Park, with New Zealand requiring 12 runs to win. Elliott smashed a 6 off Steyn to give New Zealand the victory and a place in the World Cup final for the first time. While the New Zealand team and spectators cheered, Steyn fainted on the pitch, overcome by the immense strain and disappointment. Elliott, instead of instantly joining in the jubilation, approached Steyn in a remarkable act of sportsmanship. He extended a helping hand to the South African bowler, exhibiting empathy and respect in the midst of his team's victory. This was more than just a gesture. It represented the spirit of cricket and the mutual respect among players. Elliott's decision to soothe Steyn during a moment of personal and national success drew widespread acclaim, demonstrating the need of empathy and sportsmanship in competitive sports. The image of this match became legendary, portraying the element of brotherhood that transcends international cricket's harsh competitiveness. 4. Chris Gayle's gesture to Afghan player. Chris Gayle of the West Indies made a memorable gesture of friendship and respect to an Afghan player during the 2019 Cricket World Cup. Gayle, known for his flamboyant appearance and formidable batting, took a minute to sign a bat for a player from Afghanistan, a country that was then growing in the cricket world. This performance took place against the backdrop of the World Cup, a major event that features teams from all around the world. Afghanistan's position in international cricket is expanding, and their participation was substantial. Gayle's gesture represented more than just an autograph. It represented support and respect from a seasoned player to a representative of a rising cricket nation. The moment exemplified the spirit of cricket, transcending the sport's competitive aspect and showing the unifying power of sportsmanship. It was a recognition of the Afghan team's hard work and promise, and it acted as motivation for the player who received the bat. Gayle's action exemplified cricket's inclusive and courteous ethos, in which accomplishments and experiences are shared across teams and cultures, fostering a worldwide cricketing community. 5. MS Dhoni's gesture of unity. MS Dhoni, the captain of the Indian cricket team, demonstrated a spectacular display of leadership and unity in the 2011 Cricket World Cup final. Dhoni showed humility and team spirit in the post-match celebrations after leading India to a historic victory over Sri Lanka at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium. Dhoni, known for his cool and composed nature, played an important part in the final, including hitting the game-winning six. However, rather than seizing the spotlight in the aftermath of his victory, Dhoni stepped back and encouraged his teammates to take the lead in celebrating their well-earned success. This deed demonstrated his belief in group effort and teamwork. Dhoni's choice to share the spotlight with his squad underlined his role as a unifying leader as much as a player. It emphasized the value he placed on team accomplishment over individual accolades. This act received widespread acclaim and is recognized as a watershed moment in his captaincy, demonstrating how leadership is as much about elevating people as it is about directing them to success. 6. Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene's farewell. The goodbye of Sri Lankan cricket icons Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene during the 2015 Cricket World Cup was marked with a heartfelt display of respect from the South African squad. Both Sangakkara and Jayawardene were honored for their remarkable careers and achievements to the sport during their final one-day international ODI match during the quarter-finals at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The South African players created a guard of honor as they walked out to bat, clapping them to the crease. This deed was a noteworthy display of sportsmanship and recognition, emphasizing the high regard in which both players were held around the world. Sangakkara and Jayawardene had a tremendous impact on Sri Lankan cricket and were revered personalities in the worldwide cricket community. Their farewell match was a celebration of their contributions to cricket, as well as the end of their ODI careers. The South African team's guard of honor demonstrated the mutual respect and appreciation that transcends competitive rivalry in sports, making the ceremony a poignant and memorable milestone in cricket history. 7. Virat Kohli defending Steve Smith. At a match versus Australia at the Oval in London at the 2019 Cricket World Cup, India's skipper Virat Kohli demonstrated exceptional sportsmanship. While fielding on the boundary, Australian player Steve Smith, who was returning to international cricket after a suspension for ball tampering, was booed by some sections of the audience. Seeing the nasty reception Smith was receiving, Virat Kohli signaled to the fans, telling them to stop booing and instead show respect and admiration for Smith. This act by Kohli, a key figure in international cricket, was notable because it exhibited respect and empathy for a fellow player, transcending India and Australia's heated rivalry. Kohli's response was widely praised as exemplifying true sportsmanship, emphasizing the need of retaining respect and decency on the field regardless of previous occurrences. This moment highlighted the players' mutual respect and the common ideals that characterize the spirit of cricket beyond competitive rivalries. 8. Brendan McCullum's spirit. After losing to Australia in the 2015 Cricket World Cup final, New Zealand skipper Brendan McCullum showed outstanding sportsmanship. Despite the disappointment of losing in their maiden World Cup final, McCullum handled the situation with grace and humility, publicly complimenting Australia's superior performance. His actions embodied the cricket spirit, emphasizing respect and sportsmanship. McCullum's approach not only represented his leadership qualities, but also emphasized the sport's essential values of dignity and respect, cementing his reputation in cricket beyond his on-field accomplishments. 9. Brian Lara's farewell. The England squad paid a special tribute to West Indies icon Brian Lara in his final international match during the 2007 Cricket World Cup. The English players created a guard of honor as Lara stepped out to bat, recognizing his status as one of cricket's greatest batsmen. This gracious gesture from a rival team demonstrated the high regard in which Lara was held around the world. It was an appropriate send-off for a player known for his exceptional skill and tremendous accomplishments to the game, showcasing the deep respect and sportsmanship that transcends competitive rivalry in cricket. Thus, Lara's goodbye became a spectacular occasion, commemorating his tremendous career and impact on the game. 10. England and New Zealand's tie. The 2019 Cricket World Cup final at Lord's between England and New Zealand was a fantastic encounter that concluded in an unprecedented tie, embracing the spirit of cricket through mutual respect and sportsmanship. Both sides scored the same number of runs at the end of the game, forcing a super over to determine the winner. Despite the fact that the Super Over finished in a draw, England was declared the winner based on the number of boundaries scored in the match. Despite the agony of such a close defeat, the New Zealand team, captained by Kane Williamson, demonstrated incredible grace and sportsmanship. They accepted the outcome without resentment, gaining widespread acclaim. Similarly, England, headed by Eoin Morgan, celebrated their victory while honoring New Zealand's outstanding effort and respecting the tiny margins that determined the match. This final was not only a display of cricketing skill but also a testament to the sport's values. The manner in which both sides handled themselves under duress underscored the importance of sportsmanship in cricket. With its thrilling finale and exceptional behavior by both teams, the 2019 World Cup final became a remarkable illustration of the spirit and ethics that define cricket. As we conclude our investigation into these remarkable moments of sportsmanship in cricket, we invite you to subscribe to stay up to date on more inspiring stories from the world of sports. These stories serve as a reminder of the universal ideals that connect sportsmen and spectators alike. Thank you for joining us in celebrating sportsmanship's timeless spirit, and let us continue to champion these principles together.